crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadroad.com. Good morning, Horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. Biggest banker pre-bailout in history has happened, or is happening. Those of you on the private road know I hadn't updated the bailout tracking since 9/11/2019 when this whole fiasco started. I lost track because the Fed doesn't tell us. But I've spent the last 3 days tracking it down, and it ain't pretty, my friends. I told you that the end of June, the end of the second quarter, was going to be a monster. And I think the Fed knew that too, because they have injected, get this, over $1 trillion for a pre-bailout bailout of the end of the quarter. Pre-bailout bailout of the banking cabal. A pre-bailout bailout. Normally they'll crash, everything will go crazy, and then they'll bail them out for $500 million, $2 billion, even up to $700 billion back in 2008. Well, I've been tracking this. The gloves have been taken off. As you can see from the chart, I got this for the private road members and Patreon members. Here's what happened at the end of the first quarter. We remember what happened on September 11th, 2019. That's when the repo market blew up. Remember the repo market? Everyone said, oh my God, the repo market. We have $100 billion overnight money, blah, blah, blah. That happened on September 11, 2019. The interest rate went up to 10% the next following Monday, and voila, you had bailouts begun. And I said, it ain't over. Back in 2008, Hank Paulson went to Congress, got $700 billion. At the end of the day, they figured out it was $29 trillion after it was all levered up and things like that. Oh my God, this is blowing it away. We're gonna look back on this and say that was the end of the monetary system as we knew it. So first of all, I want to point out the repos are gone. There's no more repos. Literally. I've been tracking the repos for over 6 months. 50 billion here, 100 billion. These are overnight money. Look at the last 5 days. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. No repos. Now, Trump and Mnuchin and Powell and the banking cabal will say, oh, the problem's over. Problem's gone. Look, we don't need to get repo bailouts for the banks. Look what happened when the repos ended. We had a massive direct injection of the Fed buying everything, all the toxic assets off the banks. This is purely a bank bailout. Remember, the banks get bailed out when they get in trouble. We declare bankruptcy and lose everything we have. But if there's a problem with the banking system, they get a bailout, and that's exactly what's going out. We're up to $5.3 trillion given to the banks for bailouts since 9/11/2019. But the big kicker is they've been hiding this, and they don't report it. So I had to dig through all the Fed documents, all the programs, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. It's not just the POMOs and the MBS and the cumulative POMOs, term repos, FICC guarantees. These are all the things I've tracked down. Now we're getting into the corporate credit facilities and the TALF and Fed liquidity swap lines and PDCF, FRBNY, PPPLF, MML. It is insane. It is truly insane. And the way I was able to track this down, now they're not going to tell you how much. They'll say, okay, this is the plan for the project, but they're not going to tell you how much is out or how much is in until I think it's 30 days, according to one document I found. Every 30 days, they'll give you a summary. So I found the summary on here's what it looks like. Update on outstanding lending facilities authorized by the board, section 13-3 of the Federal Reserve Act. Now, this was June 9th, so we're not going to get the next one until July 9th, and it's going to be a monster. But this was already a monster. And this report provides the third periodic update for Primary Dealer Credit Facility, PDCF, Commercial Paper Funding Facility, CPFF, Money Market Mutual Fund Liquidity Facility, MMLF. In addition, this report provides the second periodic update for the Paycheck Protection Program Liquidity Facility. The PPPLF, of course. Insane. This is what kicked it all off, and this is starting as of the 16th. New York Fed announces the start of certain secondary market corporate facility purchases. That was announced back in May. They hadn't done anything. And then June 15th, New York Fed announces start of additional secondary market corporate credit facility purchase on June 16th. Everything started June 16th. Why June 16th? Because they have to bail out the banks before they collapse. And the collapse is the end of the quarter when they have to market everything, especially, you got it, silver. Silver is holding strong. The banking cabal is massively short, except for JP Morgan. I do believe that JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon are in a fight against the good guys, Trump and his whole program. And Jamie Dimon has gotten JP Morgan into a position where they are lending physical silver to too big to fail banks to make sure that it's not just JP Morgan that goes down in this crash. It's the entire global monetary system that goes down. The entire global monetary system will go down because of the structure of the silver market. Right now it's being held up by leased silver. They lease it out, which is insane. You got to get on Butler Research. Ted Butler has just nailed this. There's a great interview at JS Mindset where they interview Ted, and he explains what metal leasing is. Of course, metal leasing is complete fraud. It's just a naked short. There's no reason to lease metal. I was in leasing for 35 years of my banking career. 35 years. I know everything about leasing. And no, there is no reason to lease silver. No reason to lease silver. Unless you're trying to rig markets. And it's called a naked short. So that's what's happening. They are delivering to the SLV and all the ETFs leased silver. So there's a claim on that silver that is in the vaults of who is the custodian. You got it. Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan. So JP Morgan is actually leasing out silver that they already control in the warehouse of SLV, and because they're the custodian of the warehouse. They are literally using Scotch tape to hold down the silver market. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And Jamie Dimon has set up 4 or 5 of the biggest banks in the world to take the fall and get the blame if silver price starts running. It is this whole thing, this whole game of criminality behind the scenes is just crazy. Trump, sorry, bud, you're gonna lose this one. I've been saying a long time, the good guys and the bad guys want to crash the system. Trump wants to keep it together. Why? He doesn't want the chaos on his term. Probably. But think about it. What happens if we get the chaos? All of a sudden the gloves are off. The handcuffs are off Trump. He can arrest everybody he wants. He doesn't have to play their stupid games anymore. That's what chaos gets us. Chaos gets us freedom. Crashing of the monetary system will free up Trump to arrest the pedophiles, arrest the market riggers, arrest the criminals that have destroyed our lives, arrest the people who are spraying us, arrest the people who invented this fucking virus. That's what a crash, that's the good part of the crash. Yes, you'll lose everything, and we'll have to reallocate some form of money. But on the flip side, we'll become more free than we were before. And we won't have to worry about these viruses anymore because those people will be in jail. Bill Gates and Soros and friends. All right? So yes, silver price is a real big deal. But right now, this is going on. The biggest banker pre-bailout in history. And these aren't even the right numbers. Remember, they report them only every 30 days. So this is as of mid-June. What's going to happen as of mid-July? You're going to see these numbers quadruple. Look what happened during the transition to the first quarter. We had a jump from under $1 trillion to over $4 trillion in bank bailouts. We're going to see the same thing, if not much bigger, right after the end of the quarter, which is what? Tuesday. So I expect massive chaos between right now, and the next month, such that the bailouts go beyond recognition. And they will keep bailing them out. But again, silver is the bank killer. You let silver run free, and it destroys everything. Everything that is false in our world will end. And that's what has to end. We cannot rebuild our economy on quicksand, Mr. Trump. It's useless. It's ridiculous. It leaves us vulnerable to our adversaries. What do you think Putin's going to do if we keep rigging the gold price? They're going to suck up all the gold in the world. And the silver price. China's going to suck up all the silver in the world, which they're doing right now. China's going from country to country buying up silver in the ground. And they have been doing that for over a decade. That's what you get when you rig the markets and create a false sense of security. No, we do not want to rebuild the system on the foundation of a rigged and slimy and criminal system. JP Morgan Chase over $40 billion, over $40 billion in fines for criminal activity over the last 20 years. And no one's gone to jail. What? JP Morgan, the only banker for Bernie Madoff. Whatever happened to know your customer? The only banker for Bernie Madoff who went to jail at JP Morgan. Nobody. Read the book JP Madoff, and you'll get an idea of just how criminal this system is. Anyway, yes, we are down to the nitty gritty, the end of the June contract, and the July contract is a delivery month contract. So we're going to see how many notifications we get for delivery, and they'll probably be delivering JP Morgan's leased silver. They lease it out into the market so the system doesn't get destroyed. It might hold off until next September. Who knows? All you got to do is be able to hodl, because everything could fall apart at any minute. Silver market is still way, way up there. Look at this. 99,851 futures contracts traded yesterday. It's 500 million ounces of silver. Put this into perspective, my friends. This is one exchange. There's two exchanges, supposedly, although the LBMA is not an exchange. Everything is contingent upon the COMEX. So they're trading 500 million ounces of silver. And with all the miners in the whole entire world, all that infrastructure, all the employees, all the land, all the deposits, all that cost, everything that silver miners pay to get silver out of the ground, and they're only going to get 800 million ounces out. Why doesn't every silver miner in the world stop and go to the COMEX and buy it all in one day? You can go buy all the silver you want in one day, and you don't have to mine anything. And it'll last forever, right? Because you'll get the physical? No, you won't get the physical. It's a con. And the world knows it. The world absolutely knows it. Obviously, the regulators, the CFTC, was set up to run cover for the manipulation of markets. CFTC was, this iteration of it was created right when we went off the gold standard to run cover for the banking cabal so that we can be the first civilization in history to go off a gold standard and have it work. Usually it would crash after 8 to 10 years, right? So after 8 to 10 years after 79, what was it? 1980, gold was going to all-time highs, and then Reagan commissioned the Gold Commission to study going back to a gold standard. And they did it, and the conclusion was, we know it's going to be a problem, but we're just going to put it off for now until the people are screaming for it. When do the people scream for it? When they have massive manipulation, when their lives are destroyed by these criminal bankers who are sucking up all our assets right now. This game is almost over, my friends. You will lose anything in the bank. But then again, if it's FDIC insured, you're going to get that back, theoretically. And that's up to, I think, $250,000. You're going to get it back in the new form of money that they create. So you could argue, hey, I don't have much money. I'm going to leave it in the bank. Because you will get the new form of money if all the banks crash. Now, it won't be at your bank. It'll probably be, you'll show your bank account to the the federal government, and they'll give you the equal amount in the new form of money, which is probably going to be an unbacked fiat thing also. So yeah, you'd be better off, much better off, holding your valuables in silver, in gold, and in good cryptocurrencies. The shit cryptocurrencies are going to go away. A cryptocurrency, there's only a few. There's only a few cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of crypto tokens that will make it, which are related to businesses. Cryptocurrencies, there's only a few. Like Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, maybe one or two. The rest that are trying to be cryptocurrencies will go away. Either by everybody saying, what a joke. These people tried to create money out of thin air and there's no control. It's all centralized. There's no decentralization. That's why Charlie Lee sold all his Litecoin so it wouldn't be Charlie Lee's Litecoin. He invented it. He had a lot of Litecoin and he sold it all right at the top. And he told everybody to do the same thing, actually. And then there's the bottom. He's like, well, there it is. So he said silver's going to go down to around $20, and it did. I mean, Litecoin's going to go down to around $20, and it did. I think Litecoin will go 4-1 with Bitcoin. If you think Bitcoin's going to go up, Litecoin will go up a lot more. Just like gold and silver. You think gold's going to go up, silver will go up a hell of a lot more. I do see silver going 1-1 with gold. Run those numbers through your head. Gold gets crazy, goes to $10,000. And in a free market, silver would probably be $10,000 as well because there's only 6 billion ounces of each. Everything else is a rigged price. So hang on to your hats, my friends. Yes, it is a crazy time for you private road members. The timeline I wrote, shift everything 1 month. In the timeline for June, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on this month. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be woo-woo. We got strange energies from space. And I think everything's going to shift 1 month to July, the ramifications of the end of the quarter, of earnings season, of the silver delivery on the COMEX in July. And then, then we're back on the track on the timeline. But definitely something big is happening right around the corner with these massive injection of bank bailouts. That's what the asset purchase program is bank bailouts. And nobody talks about the derivative market anymore, do they? You don't hear much about it because it is gone. It has been destroyed. And that's what all these bank bailouts are for. Trillions. And behind the scenes, who knows how much. Whatever happened to Deutsche Bank? Nothing happened to their multi-trillion-dollar derivative book, right? Yeah, give me a break. Behind the scenes, the destruction has already happened. It's already done. And now it's just propping up Bernie at a weekend at Bernie's. And that's what this is. $1 trillion in 2 weeks. And that's just what they reported. Wait for July. You can see $3 trillion. And then higher and bigger bailouts. I told you they need at least 20 trillion to leverage it up to 200 trillion. I know it's crazy. All right, hey, if you want to get the play-by-play on the Road to Ruta, get access to everything, go to roadtoruta.com, hit subscribe today right there at the top, and I will send you, with the purchase of a 1-year subscription, 100 Theta and 100 Theta Fuel. The future of the internet. 100 Theta and 100 Theta Fuel. I can see how Theta will go to $1,000 per token as per Michelle Whitedove's prediction years ago. Because it is the future of the internet and broadband. It's not only live streaming, it's the future of the internet. So go join roadtoruta.com. I will mail to your front door a loaded paper wallet with 100 Theta and 100 Theta Fuel on it. Stick it in your vault, and then you'll be really happy in the future. This is Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com. I'll talk to you later.